I won't be ready to restart my tour in Europe in February.
Celine Dion's Titanic movie soundtrack, My Heart Will Go On, is forever resonant in our hearts and remains a timeless masterpiece of the 1990s. It etched her name in stone, and few names can match hers in the annals of music history. In this video, we chronicle the life path of Celine Dion, beginning with her humble beginnings in Quebec and ending with her rise to global celebrity. We would take peeks into her personal problems, be inspired by her steadfast commitment to her family, and follow her philanthropy through the highs and lows of her life. Come with us as we travel through the inspiring life of the Power of Love singer. Number 1. A diamond in the rough. For over 3 decades, Celine Dion has enthralled audiences worldwide with her tremendous vocal range and soulful melodies. She is a widely acclaimed Franco-Canadian singer born in Charlemagne, Quebec, Canada on March 30, 1968. Although she is the youngest of 14 children, she had the most talent of all, and fortunately she was born into a family that recognized it. Even though her parents were having difficulty making ends meet, they nevertheless managed to create a warm, musical, and loving environment in their house. Her family was poor but close-knit and rich in musical talent, as her parents were musicians. Eventually, her parents decided to put the entire family on a musical path and started a singing group called Dion's Family. This allowed Dion to develop her love of music at an early age in an atmosphere that was suitable for doing so. The Dion family frequently traveled Canada performing at local events. Thus, her family's musical environment served as the incubator that grew Dion's skill into what it is today. She began her career at the modest piano bar that belonged to her parents, La Vieux Baril, when she was only 5 years old, mesmerizing customers with her astonishing voice. Even at an early age, Dion's skill was indisputable, even to the most casual observer. Dion's mother, Teresa Tong Dion, was a massive source of motivation and direction for her. She played an important role in Dion's early musical training and continued to offer her advice and guidance throughout her career in the music industry. The very first song that Celine ever sang was penned by Teresa Dion and Dion's brother Jacques Dion. The song was titled, "It Was Only a Dream," and what followed next was nothing more than a dream. The song would become an important stepping stone on her way to becoming a singing phenomenon. Because Therese saw her daughter's innate ability, she decided to send the recording of the song to René Angelil, a music manager in Quebec, who was highly regarded in the field. Angelil is the man who would skyrocket her career and later become her manager and husband. Angelil, who identified Dion as a diamond in the rough, mortgaged his own home to finance the recording of her first album. This was a significant risk that finally paid off, and her career trajectory was on the path of immense success. Dion's difficult upbringing, when viewed in hindsight, was a vital contributor to developing her character traits of resilience and dedication to her work. Her remarkable work ethic and determination were partly shaped by her formative experiences, her humble beginnings, the encouragement of her family, and the need to rise above her circumstances. Dion's siblings, some of whom also had her musical skills, were supportive of her endeavors, and also played an essential part in the development of her artistic persona. These factors all contributed to the formation of Dion's character. These qualities would ultimately prove essential in her rise to prominence and her capacity to deal with the problems that came along with it. Celine Dion's life is a journey that is a monument to the power of determination, the value of family, and the beauty of believing in one's aspirations. Her early life and musical beginnings are a monument to her extraordinary skill and the unshakable belief that her parents had in her abilities. Her journey began in an overcrowded home in Charlemagne and ended on the glamorous stages of Las Vegas. Number 2. From Quebec to the world, Dion has an extensive discography, having recorded a total of 27 studio albums, 15 in French and 12 in English. Her music transcends linguistic boundaries, which has resulted in a large fan base composed of individuals from a variety of cultural backgrounds. Today she is legendary and tours the world, but she began as a little girl from Quebec. Celine Dion's early career was distinguished by skill, ambition, and a profound friendship with René Angelil, a man who had become her mentor, husband, and longtime confidant. René Angelil was also a pivotal figure in Celine Dion's life. This relationship was extremely important to Dion's rise to fame in the music industry and was a major factor in her becoming a household name all over the world. René Angelil felt a profound sense of emotion from seeing 12-year-old Dion perform a song that her mother had penned. The voice that could be heard on the tape belonged to someone with much more skill than her years would suggest, and Angelil was aware of it in his capacity as a highly regarded music manager. He invited Dion and her mother to participate in an audition. Dion's performance blew Angelil away, and as a result, he decided to devote himself to assisting her in developing her skills and managing her career. Dion had already recorded 9 French albums and won a number of Felix Awards by the time she was 18 years old, proving her growing popularity as well as her incredible talent. In 1988, she performed the song Ne partez pas sans moi and won the Eurovision Song Contest while competing for Switzerland. It was a riveting performance and represented a turning point in her career. Although she was criticized for not competing for her birth country, her victory at the contest was the stepping stone to greater fame and gathering an audience outside her usual French listeners. Dion and Angelil concluded that for the singer to achieve international renown, she needed to communicate with a larger audience. She decided to broaden her appeal by rebranding herself and teaching herself English to extend her influence outside the Francophone globe. It was a calculated decision made to establish Dion as a successful artist on a global scale. Celine Dion took a break of 1 year to study the English language, and in 1990, she published her debut album in that language, titled Unison. Unison was recorded entirely in the English language and was a commercial success. Hits such as Where Does My Heart Beat Now were produced by the album and set her on the path that would lead to global fame and success. In 1991, Dion earned her first Grammy Award for a duet she sang with Peabo Bryson for the title track of Disney's Beauty and the Beast. This award cemented Dion's position as a prominent figure in the American music industry. Dion issued her album titled The Color of My Love in 1993. Her next album, The Color of My Love, established her in English mainstream music and made her a global superstar. She became a household name after the title tune, and The Power of Love reached #1 on charts worldwide. Her fascinating performance and emotional words resonated with people all around the globe, demonstrating her unmatched vocal range and her ability to elicit profound feelings in her audience. In 1997, she released My Heart Will Go On as a soundtrack for the movie Titanic. The single would go on to cement her legend and become a timeless piece that still pulls on our heartstrings to this very day. It is her most famous song and has risen to the highest levels of music royalty. In addition to receiving several awards, including an Academy Award in 1997 for Best Original Song, the record-breaking song is still considered to be one of the best-selling singles of all time. Celine Dion has achieved unequaled heights in her career thanks to her beguiling voice and emotional depth. As a result, she has garnered numerous prizes and acclaim worldwide. The early years of her life and her musical career reflect a constant pattern of dedication, talent, and intelligent choices that laid the groundwork for her subsequent success. Dion's stratospheric ascension had a solid foundation thanks to the love and support of her family, as well as her innate talent and the supervision of Renee Angelil. Together, these factors contributed to Dion's success. Number 3. The color of her world. Albums like Unison, The Color of My Love, and Falling Into You brought Celine Dion enormous success and popularity, but her personal life was marred with several challenges. The announcement that Dion and Angelil would get engaged in 1994 took everyone by surprise. Fans and members of the music business alike rejoiced over the happy union of the pair after they were married in an extravagant ceremony held at the Notre Dame Basilica in Montreal. Both Dion's professional and personal lives advanced in tandem with her career. Angelil's involvement in her life was not limited to serving as a guide or manager. Instead, he was also there for her as a supporting spouse. The 1990s ushered in a new era for Celine Dion, with her career skyrocketing to international fame. However, during this time, Celine also battled with personal struggles. One of the most appealing features of Dion's life story is how she and her spouse, Angelil, shared a special friendship, characterized by love and respect for one another. The beginning of Dion's professional career, as well as her relationship with Angelil, helped pave the way for the enormous success that she would go on to attain in the years to come. Despite the odds, the couple overcame obstacles and responded to criticism together. As a result, Dion's commitment was strengthened, and she paved the way for herself to become one of the most successful performers in the history of pop music. This period of her life is a testament to Dion's talent, Angelil's faith in her, and the power of their one-of-a-kind partnership, which formed the backbone of her remarkable career. Unfortunately, her life off-camera has been marked by some personal catastrophes, all of which she has conquered with dignity and fortitude. In the 90s, her husband Angelil was diagnosed with throat cancer, and it hit her like a tour bus. In 1999, she took a break from her career to care for Angelo, a powerful show of dedication and love for the man whose unwavering support has helped her career reach stratospheric levels. During this time, Dion also battled infertility, a private problem that she kept to herself until she decided to open up about it to the rest of the world. Before she gave birth to her first child, Renee Charles, in 2001, she went through multiple rounds of in vitro fertilization, sometimes known as IVF. Dion's battle with infertility and subsequent triumph with in vitro fertilization, IVF, gave many other women who were going through similar hardships a reason to have hope. She made her comeback to the music industry in 2002 with the album A New Day Has Come. The record served as a celebration of her new role as a mother and served as a marker for her return. The following year, in 2003, she started a residency at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. During this time, she put on approximately 1,000 concerts over a decade and grossed more than $400 million, which was a record-breaking achievement. Angelo's health deteriorated in 2010, and as a result, Dion lost a pregnancy. Despite this, she maintained her strength and optimism, and eventually, through the process of in vitro fertilization, she gave birth to twin boys named Nelson and Eddie. The twins were named after South African former president and Nobel laureate Nelson Mandela, and Eddie Marnay, who wrote her first 5 albums. The fact that Dion is a mother to her 3 children, Renee, Charles, and the twins Nelson and Eddie, is one of the most important aspects of her life. After years of struggle with infertility, she was able to become a mother through the process of in vitro fertilization. This event provided her with an incredible amount of happiness and a sense of accomplishment. Dion underwent a significant transformation after becoming a mother. Her outlook on life was shifted as a result, and she came to view it as an essential component of her identity. Dion is candid about her approach to parenting in the interviews she does. She emphasizes the significance of letting children have the freedom to express themselves without the limitations of cultural norms and expectations. She encourages her children to investigate their interests and identities while also supporting them in the pursuit of their passions. Her outlook on parenthood reflects her greater commitment to acceptance and freedom of expression, qualities she has championed throughout her life and career. In the latter part of that year, Dion's personal troubles were contrasted with her international success, portraying a picture of a woman who was not just a brilliant artist, but also a dedicated wife and mother. Dion's unwavering commitment to her family, her fortitude in the face of her husband's illness, and her steadfast determination in her path toward parenthood revealed a side of her that has won the hearts of millions of people worldwide. Dion was able to demonstrate an outstanding capacity to strike a balance between the demands of her personal life and the obligations of her professional life by maintaining her career, despite the difficulties she faced. Despite everything that happened, her songs continued to move people worldwide. Her own life experiences had a significant impact on her music, lending it an approachable and profoundly human quality. Her struggles and victories in the face of hardship serve as evidence of her strength, tenacity, and unyielding dedication to both her family and her art. The loss of Angelil in 2016 signaled the conclusion of a profound love story that had lasted for more than 40 years. They had first met when Dion's mother had sent him a recording of Celine Dion's first song decades ago. She was 12, and he was 38. Dion first admitted to herself she was in love with him when she was 19, revealing in later years that she slept with a picture of him beneath her pillow. He was twice divorced and much older than her. They eventually engaged when she was 25 and got married the following year. Dion was candid about her loss, expressing her feelings in front of others and providing a window into the breadth and height of her affection for Angelil. One of her brothers, Daniel, also passed on after a long fight with cancer. Dion had an incredible amount of resilience despite the devastating losses. In another wicked twist, Dion was struck with another personal sorrow with the passing of her mother, Teresa Tong Dion, in 2020. Teresa, who had reached the ripe age of 92, passed on shortly after Dion resumed her residency in Las Vegas to honor her late husband's wishes. Therese had a tremendous impact on both the life and the career of Dion, and she was lovingly known as Maman Dion. Dion stated that her mother would have wanted the show to go on even though she was grieving a great loss. Thus, she performed at the concert set for that night. Dion was profoundly impacted by these instances of grief. She had lost people who contributed immensely to the development of her as an individual, as well as an artist. Her music evolved into an outlet for her to express her feelings, and it eventually became a source of consolation, not just for her, but also for her admirers. Songs such as Recovering, which was written by Pink, and Courage, which is the title tune of her album that was released in 2019, encapsulate Dion's path of healing and her unyielding tenacity. Dion's achievements continue to shine brilliantly despite the challenges that have been a part of her personal life. She turned her tragedy into a global message of strength and resiliency, and as a result, she has served as an inspiration to a great number of others. Unfortunately, Celine Dion was diagnosed with stiff person syndrome in December 2022. The incurable neurological disorder causes muscle stiffness and pain. Dion had to cancel her 2023 Courage tour in response. The rest of her European tour, which was going to include 42 performances in cities such as Amsterdam, Paris, London, and Berlin, was scheduled to resume this August until April 2024. Dion previously performed 52 concerts before pausing the tour in March 2020 due to the pandemic. Speaking to her fans about her illness, Dion said, "It's not fair to you to keep postponing the shows, and even though it breaks my heart, it's best that we cancel everything now until I'm really ready to be back on stage again. I want you all to know, I'm not giving up, and I can't wait to see you again." Dion's acceptance of her condition is evidence of her unconquerable spirit. Her legendary accomplishments are a testament to her extraordinary talent, and the bravery and resiliency she has shown in the face of her tragedy is inspiring. She has remained a figure of strength and inspiration despite everything that has transpired in her life, which may be described as a bittersweet song of soaring highs and tragic lows. Number 4. Breaking the mold. Dion's life has also been defined by an ensuing conjecture about her health and weight loss. She was bullied in school because of her skinny frame and long teeth. Nevertheless, she has embraced her body and continuously allegations of having an eating disorder. In recent years, her health has been the subject of substantial suspicion among fans, the media, and critics alike. This is partly due to having lost a significant amount of weight in recent years. Following the tragic death of her husband, René Angelil, in 2016, she began to experience changes in her looks that became more noticeable over time. The public, who had become accustomed to seeing Dion as the healthy and bright star, was taken aback by her lean appearance, which led to concern and conjecture about her health. The internet quickly became rife with rumors regarding possible eating disorders, stress-induced weight loss, and various illnesses. Some people thought that her grief at the death of her husband was the cause of her physical changes, while others believed that the requirements of preserving an image in the competitive entertainment industry were to blame. Because the rumors reached such a fever pitch, Dion felt obligated to address the public's worries about the situation. Dion addressed the claims head-on in her response, assuring her devoted following that she is in good health and explaining that her recent weight reduction is due to many causes in addition to the loss of a loved one. Her ardent participation in ballet was one of the key reasons she provided for her weight loss. Following the passing of her husband, Dion turned to the art of ballet to cope with the pain she felt. Because it is such a physically taxing activity, ballet frequently results in the development of toned muscles and a reduction in body fat, particularly when it is performed extensively. Her other theory was that natural aging was to blame for her weight reduction. According to what Dion said, when people become older, their metabolisms shift, and their muscle mass declines, which typically results in a loss of weight. She went on to say that the changes that had occurred in her physique were also a mirror of the development of her style, which had progressed to become more refined and avant-garde throughout the course of her life. She stated that she was doing it for herself. According to the Power of Love crooner, she wanted to feel powerful, gorgeous, and sensual all at the same time. Dion has been forced to deal with intense scrutiny over her health, yet despite this, she has continued to put her efforts into both her music and her personal development. She recognizes the anguish that the death of her spouse has caused, but she refuses to let it define who she is. Instead, she aspires to be an example of strength, resiliency, and self-confidence, and she inspires her supporters to do the same in their own lives. The intense scrutiny that public figures, particularly women, are subjected to about their bodies and beauty is brought home by the rumors circulating about Celine Dion's health. Dion's reaction has been characterized by resiliency, honesty, and a strong emphasis on her autonomy over her body. Number 5. Philanthropy. Dion is well known outside of her own family for the charity work that she has done. She has a strong commitment to philanthropy and extensively uses her platform and resources to support a wide range of charitable organizations. Dion is mainly involved in fundraising efforts for groups that work to combat cystic fibrosis. A niece lost the fight to cystic disease 17 years ago, and Dion has taken to donating to treatment programs for the disease. Both the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and Cystic Fibrosis Canada have received her donations and are making significant headway in their respective research efforts. Dion has frequently contributed her voice and resources to the aftermath of natural disasters, intending to raise donations for relief operations. In the aftermath of the earthquake and tsunami that struck the Indian Ocean in 2004, she contributed significantly to the recovery efforts by donating money from her show in Las Vegas. Similarly, she promised $1 million to help those affected by Hurricane Katrina in 2005. She donated $1 million to the American Red Cross. Additionally, cash was raised for victims of the earthquake that occurred in Haiti in 2010. Dion has also contributed to children's hospitals, made donations to food banks, and collaborated with a variety of foundations to further global efforts to promote health and educational opportunities. Her genuine compassion and desire to make a difference in the lives of others are the driving forces behind her philanthropic activities. This extends to her contacts with her fans, where she is well known for being friendly and warm-hearted with everyone she meets. Number 6. Reaching to the stars. Celine Dion has achieved unequaled heights in her career, thanks to her beguiling voice and emotional depth. As a result, she has garnered numerous prizes and acclaim worldwide. Her signature song, My Heart Will Go On, has won the hearts of millions of fans. Because of both the song's moving lyrics and Dion's commanding performance, it became a defining moment in the singer's career and left an enduring imprint on popular culture. Dion has been honored with a multitude of prizes during her career, including a total of 12 World Music Awards, 7 Billboard Music Awards, 5 Grammy Prizes, and 2 Academy Awards. Her albums have dominated the charts almost exclusively, with several reaching the multi-platinum rank. She has also been honored with stars on the Walk of Fame in both Canada and Hollywood, further solidifying her position as a revered figure in the world of music. Dion is still an extremely productive musician, and her music continues to resonate with a diverse audience because it is infused with sincerity and emotion, and because she delivers an excellent vocal performance. Her most recent body of work includes the English-language studio album Courage, which she published in 2019 and debuted atop the Billboard 200 album chart at number 1. Her musical legacy, along with her devotion to her family and her substantial contributions to charity causes, continues to have an impact on a great number of people all over the world. Dion's life has been a sequence of extraordinary moments intermingled with great hardships ever since her origins in a modest home in Charlemagne, Quebec, and continuing up to her current status as a global superstar. Her remarkable skill, combined with her genuineness and tenacity, has managed to enthrall millions of people worldwide during her whole career. It is likely that the Celine Dion's effect will continue to echo in the hearts of many people as she moves forward in her life and profession, which will make her story an enduring tale of triumph, resilience, and the transformational power of music.